Welcome to KD Custom Woodworking. I'm Kevin Dunphy. We're here today to be making newel posts, and I have a different take on it. I'm going here right now. I've ripped my sheets down to manageable. I'm trying about a little less than 8 inches for the posts, and I'm running them now 45 degrees. And I'm going one side, and then I'm just flipping it over. I'm trying to keep it down, but you can see what it's like trying to get the 8 foot. You have it, but I don't. Even though like I got a great table feed table, I think I'm still, I think it's still a little off. But let's see how I make out here because I have a funny feeling I don't think it's going to work too well. Now I have it exactly 45 degrees. It's perfect. Like I couldn't ask for better. That's 45 degrees. Now the next part, it's a little tricky. I want to put a slot in there, so when I use the PL, you'll see that later. It'll expand into the slot and create its own spline, which is kind of cool actually. You could do this with epoxy too. It worked just as well if you use that as a glue. Now this is the hard part because I got to go the opposite way to put the groove, and I'm not left-handed. And if you haven't done this before and you're right-handed, and it's the weirdest feeling. It's very hard. It's everything against your grain to do it. It's hard. I feel for the left-handed people, but here I go. So I'm keeping it down and pushing it through. At the end, you'll always see me with that push stick, mainly because I've used the saw for so many years, and you always say it's at the end of your career, so I don't want to be a statistic. And this way, also, it keeps the wood flat. Like you'd never be able to keep it at the end there as flat with just putting your fingers. So you spin it around. There's not much to it. After you do it a couple of times, it does feel a little more natural. Like at first, I was kind of standing on the other side pushing it. Now I'm kind of, I'm getting a little more brazen. So one at a time. Now I'm cutting to length. I'm cutting them at 48 inches. The sheet's 96, so I'm cutting about half. I can always trim, but I can't stretch. I haven't found a wood stretcher yet, so that's a dad joke. Sorry for that one. Now here's a tape. And this is what I'm lining up my 45s and, making. I'm using the different kind of tape, the packaging tape. It has fiberglass in it. I'm not a fan of using the dollar store tape. It's tends to rip easy, because those edges are sharp. And the last thing I want to think about when I'm trying to glue this is, the tape ripping. So it is important to get good tape. I used to use duct tape, but you can't see. This is like duct tape, but you can see through, so you can tell if you're making a mistake. So I'm putting the glue in first, just kind of wiping it. Just trying to force it in there. And I'm just doing a quick dry fit and move the glue. Now this is the cool part. I'm using PL. I'm trying to force it into the grooves. It's thicker because if I leave too much on the outside, it might not squeeze out. It might affect my 45. So, be careful. You got to use enough, but not too much. Now I'm forcing it down. Now I'm trying to put tape there to get it into position. And I'm going. Now, the groove's not looking too good. So here I am with the clamp, trying to really like manhandle it and force it in. Okay, now I'm fumbling now. I'm getting more pissed off because I know that it's not going to force. So I've lost my little blocks. I'm getting like, okay, well, let's just try it this way. The hell with the blocks. Let's see if I can get this down because, it doesn't take long for that PL to start expanding. And once it starts expanding, there's no way I'm going to be able to push that down. So I got one bar clamp and I got another bar clamp, and now I'm trying to push it down. And At this point, I'm like, okay, I've had enough. This is not fun at all. I'm not gonna get this. This is bad. So what I did is I ripped them. I'm using a 40 tooth blade. I just used the ripping blade, which was a mistake. Now I'm going to recut everything. I'm oversized, so I don't really care. Now I'm making sure I'm straight. I'm only doing one side at a time. Then I'm going to move the blade and do the other. Now lining it up, I made also the groove. I made the groove bigger, wider. I went 2 passes, which you saw in the other video a few minutes ago, where I was spreading it. I was going on the left hand side doing the groove, so I went twice that time. Now I got the tape here. Make sure it's pushed all the way down, because if the glue comes out, it will be tough. Now look at that. What I did different also, I went 46 degrees. I added an extra degree because the glue was kind of pushing it out, and I wasn't able to close properly. So that made a dramatic difference. And the wider groove made it a little better because I got less 45-degree surface. So if I'm not a little off, it won't make a difference. The big thing what you got to remember with the saw and any wood that goes through, it's not perfect. It's impossible to really have precision like sheet metal, mainly because you got a blade that's moving, and it's actually, if you put it in slow motion, it actually vibrates a little bit. And then, then you have human error, hand pushing it through. Sometimes you don't have it pushed all the way down. You think you do, but you don't. Then all these factors can contribute to, your cuts being slightly off. And then when you have something long like this at 48 inches and you do it 2 or 3 times, it just magnifies itself. So live and learn. This is how you get good. You're going to make mistakes. The important thing is not to get frustrated with mistakes, and then figure out, okay, why did this mistake happen? What did I do wrong? Don't blame the machinery, saying, well, if I had a better saw or I had a better this. A lot of times like this, it's just, it's human error. Really, it comes down to most times. So now I'm having a lot easier time. The only thing is I'm cleaning out I cleaned out the groove, but I should have done beforehand. Now I'm forcing the glue like I did before. I'm trying to get it, wet, because the the wet or the moisture in this glue, when I put the PL on and I put the PL in there, will it make it expand, and it'll expand into the groove and also to the pores. If you see right there. So this really is insane how this works. I don't know how I figured this out. I've done this for about 20 years. And, it's not a big deal to make these new posts. The reason I know I curse particle board, but that's different because, it's put on the back of a wall and things like that. This, I'm going to have solid wood at the bottom. I can leave a little gap. This will never touch moisture. And I've seen some of this particle board, 25, 30 years later in a controlled environment. It wasn't bad. I can't mouth off. It's just I've also seen it in, damp, moist conditions, and it can make you throw up. Now right here, I'm just getting the tape, pulling it down, get my joint. Look at that, eh? I'm not going to need clamps on this bad boy. So what a difference I made. I mean, that 1 degree adding extra made it so much nicer. And my 45s are the razor sharp. Just very nice. And I'm just going around, look at it, all deadly sharp. So learn from it. Now my post, now I got this made. I'm going to let this dry for a couple days. We got a major snowstorm here, so I won't be getting the shop anytime soon. There's Christine. Oh, man. She's doing the blocks, and it's a thankless job. Without her, my work would never look the way it does. I mean, she's behind the scenes, doing a lot of the grunt work. So there they are. To give you remember the blocks that we did? Now we have almost 60 of them with the top blocks, and that's how the post is going to be. we're looking at that look. Now here's a reclaimed lumber to really give you an idea how much wood. We're just really starting to pack the shop for the house. So when we go in the house, we don't have a lot of work to do. And now we have all that gorgeous, gorgeous wood to get installed. So please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I love all you guys. Our subscribers are up, so thank you.